Hi everyone, I'm Coco. Today, I want to tell you about my life with mental sickness those last 20 years. I'd like to tell a message to everyone, so I upload this video. I'm glad if you felt that you are not always unhappy. Introduction. When I was 27 years old, I became psychotic. I do not know what the cause is, but at that time I was so busy and I did not have much time to sleep. Various events piled up and I got sickness during intensive training at the training camp. I never thought I would become mentally ill. Now I am blessed with a good doctor and medicines. So perhaps other people will not see I have a mental sickness. However, it is impossible for me to return to normal life. The reason why I was hospitalized 3 times was partly due to the stress of interpersonal relationships at work. It is thanks to this facility that I am now able to write my own stories. Continuous employment support RenoaGALAXY. Continuous employment support type B. This facility was made for people who found it was difficult to work in an ordinary company. I am really filled with gratitude to RenoaGALAXY. I am 47 years old now. It has been 20 years since I got sick. 20 years goes by so fast, but so many things happened. I had a lot of hard times and things did not go well. However, right now, I am having the best time. And then I realized that many people were living with a mental illness similar to mine. I want to tell people it is possible to be happy even if you have a disability. I dedicate this story to you by Coco. It was a day when my mind disappeared. Narration Subtitles Pictures by Coco. Music by Ata Kyung. Supported by RenoaGALAXY. 1. It was a day when my mind disappeared. This year, it is my 20th anniversary. It was a day when my mind disappeared. I was in a cage, like those animals in the zoo. Am I no longer human? Why am I here? My mind disappeared. I did not ask to get me out from here. Like a quiet doll, I was sitting on the bed. 2. Like a puppet. I remembered that I was in a hospital with my dad. I had a plastic bottle with some water, and I sprinkled it on the floor. I shouted, "Here is so dry! If there is not enough humidity, everyone will catch a cold." I could not breathe, but my body was moving like a puppet. And then I fainted. 3. I had got a mental illness. I had enjoyed my life in Kyoto. I had a nice time in the sports club. I was ready for graduation, and I found a job. I had a lover, but my mental condition was destroyed at the camp. In my head, I heard the sound of a thread breaking. I could not stop crying and felt like throwing up. When I was 27 years old, I had got a mental illness. 4. I remembered. I remembered that I went to my parents' house after the training camp. When I returned to Hokkaido by ferry, my brain was a mess. Then I got seasick on the boat and could not sleep. I arrived in Hokkaido. After I went to my grandparents' house in Sapporo, I took the train and went to Nayoro, where my parents lived. There, I was not who I used to be. 5. My body went crazy. My body went crazy. I had a bad feeling to the electromagnetic waves of the TV. I was dizzy by the fluorescent lights. It was a relief when I was with plants, but I found it was hard to breathe without them. While walking the dog, I took off the dog's leash and let it free. I did not feel it was a bad thing. I thought I got a brain disease. And then I said, "I want to go to the hospital." 6. I hardly remember. I was sitting on the hospital bed. Even if I knew why I was here, I could not do anything. Now, I hardly remember about the 2 weeks in the hospital. One thing, I yelled at the doctor and glared at each other. I remember that happening. One thing, I got a permission to go out with my parents. I remember that event. 7. I lost a lot of things. I could not do anything, so I gave up going back to the Kansai region. Because of my dad's job transfer, I lived in the Hakodate area with my parents. I was like a doll without expression. I spent every day sitting on the sofa. I was fine, but I was not myself anymore. I lost my job, and also my lover had gone. I want to break up with you, he said on the phone. I hoped he would wait for me to recover and came back.